Yeah. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to the Science Fair podcast, ladies and jizzles. Um,
Oh shit! Cool. I just made a little post, a community post.
oh, dope.
So let's see. Show on stream, just in case any comments come through, and
Let's go.
bada bing, bada boom. So
Uh,
we Science Fair podcast, guys. Let me remove this for right now. Bleep.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, we can start with some talk. I don't know if you want to go first on the gadgets.
So who? Okay, so speaking of gadgets, so I watched this guy, Random Frank P on YouTube, and
Mm-hmm.
usually he drops like
Or
best tech
topics.
gadgets under
Mm-hmm.
$50.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's some gangster freaking gadgets on there. But I did have an article because if we're talking about gadgets,
Or any
let's
topics
see.
really. I don't know why I said gadgets actually, but
Well, there is. Let's see, where was it? There was a couple monetized. Okay, best tech. So this is from Yonko Design. Best of Tech Timber. I didn't even know that was a thing. But 10 game-changing designs that define September 2025, and so they have the okay, this is interesting. The iPhone Air when physics meets artistry. So, what is
mm,
your thoughts on the iPhone Air in general?
yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't even remember what it looks like. I like Apple's stuff. Obviously, I think they were better with Steve Jobs. I think if anything, this just shows how long a legacy can last. Because I'm just like, I kind of feel like they're just skating on when they were really cool. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and just off of like the iterations every year of the same device.
Yeah, because the device itself is still cool, and nobody seems to really want to directly compete with them. Even Samsung, they're getting the closest, but it's still a different thing that they're doing. Okay, I'm looking at the pictures of the Air right now. Um, I don't know if I should try to
Yeah,
put
you
it
can
up
bring it
there.
up. I'll throw it on the.
All right, let me look at it in this window then.
And if y'all are just tuning in, I've seen a couple people. This is the Science Fair podcast.
Yes,
Kenyo
sir.
HQ, Mr. Composition, the
Oh,
MC that
perfect.
writes for
We can just go straight to the Apple page. Let me open that up. I love how
you.
they let me
Right?
choose which tab to share. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's gangster. Okay,
So, boom.
so share screen. Boom. On
Okay.
my end.
Yeah, perfect. So this
Oh,
is the thinnest iPhone ever with the power. This is literally my first time looking at this. I would get it. I mean, I don't really care what Apple does. I'll grab it. I'm not really too knowledgeable when it comes to phone specs.
yeah.
It's not something that I like look at super deep. The most I ever cared was like, oh, 13 megapixel camera, but now I'm just like, okay, I don't even know. There's too many nuances. But it looks good. I don't know.
See,
I
the
can't think of
thing
anything.
that I look at, so if you're on, so right, if you go a little bit further up where the
Okay.
specs are at, so
Okay, right here.
let's dive into those specs because
Right here.
it's interesting. Yeah, so they have the 18 megapixel camera, they got the
Mm-hmm.
48 megapixel main camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's able to shoot 4K and it's got four lenses,
Mm.
you know, which again, the average person, this is the only thing that when it comes to tech gadgets, because I would definitely consider the iPhone a tech gadget.
Yeah.
Um, they're, I feel like they do every year as far as something, but it's like I wish that they would, instead of maybe dropping a new variation of the device, I don't know, like dive into components, like things that you can add on, because it's already like, how much better do you want? Like, if you, since you're on the site,
Mm-hmm.
go bring up a different tab and bring up as far as the iPhone 16 or 16e, because
Okay.
that's the one that they just released last year. And with what it is that they have, so I have the 16e, but you could look at 16 or 16e. um they already have been maximizing. They've
Yeah.
already been maximizing. It doesn't make any sense as far as to do that. And then when I look, and I know this is technology and stuff, but when we look at financially,
Mm-hmm.
people every year having to almost drop a grand, on as far as a new device when the other one isn't obsolete. A
Yeah.
lot of these devices, they're going to be good for a decade plus.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting. I think on that, yeah, because it's like really you don't have to though. I mean, if you have an iPhone 13, I think you're okay for most of what you're trying to do. If you're like, oh, I need super 4K video, which I still don't know if I'm really doing anything in 4K because I don't know if I publish higher than 1080, and it took me a while to actually get into the 1080 game. I was reluctant. But yeah, and I think the difference between this one, the 16e, and the Air, because the Air line, I remember I had a MacBook Air for a while. It wasn't really about being a better thing. It was literally just about it being lighter, and so it's like and usually it was cheaper than like the MacBook Air was cheaper than the MacBook Pro. So this one says from 1,000. So I'm hoping that they're also making this cheaper than the 16e.
I'm pretty sure, because so the 16e was the budget friendly version of the 16.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
Oh
I'm
yeah,
thinking,
from five
and
ninety
I
nine.
think, and it's the same thing like with some of the other the SE in general, I think was the budget version of any of the iPhones.
Oh,
And so
okay.
that would be dope if they did drop an Air
Oh, it's
SE,
more
you know
expensive.
what I mean? Oh, and shout out to Spoonie375. They dropped a comment. They said, "Hey yo, you can't call Marvel Zombies yet." No, okay, so
We
I
could go right
didn't
into that.
yet. I didn't yet. But I want to. I know it's only 4 episodes, but shout out to you. I do want to catch it. I do want to catch it. I don't know if I'm going to like stream it
Is,
as far as when it drops,
is that an
or
anime?
just it's the
Animated?
Marvel Zombies. Yeah, it's animated.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only 4 episodes, and it's the adaptation of course, the Marvel Zombie comic book joint.
Mm.
But yeah, no, shout out to you, Spoonie375. But yeah, the iPhone Air. So yeah, that when I look at that, and as far as technology, I'm just all like, hey, you brought up a good point. It's just all like, yeah, it's mainly like with the air aspect of it, it's lighter. But
Oh,
see,
I see. I
here's the
have
thing.
to.
This is what my only complaint as far as it being lighter. It's light, which is good, but that almost goes out the window when you throw a case on it. Like that pretty much will go out the window
Oh yeah, yeah.
when you got a case. Let me bring this on the screen.
I didn't realize I had
Uh,
to go when I'm. It doesn't automatically go to the new tab. You have to do it, which is cool actually. Because I was looking at this for like 5 minutes already. I thought you had already seen
oh.
it. I looked at the 16e first, then I'm looking at the 16. But yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
you look at the specs, it's just all like, all of
It's
it.
the
It's
same
dope.
megapixels on the camera. It's still 48 megapixels.
Exactly. There's not much more that you're going to be able to do camera wise as
Yeah.
far as with it, Um, the only thing that I would say would be dope if these phones start, and I know that there's mobile versions for a lot of stuff, but if they really get the live streaming aspect of things down, especially with being able to do things like share screen, like if we're able to do this live stream like this,
Mm-hmm.
but on our phones, that would be a game changer.
Yeah. Oh, so this is a
because they're that powerful. This 16E has more like damn near space and RAM and power than the MacBook that I have, So it's just like to me, I'm all like, okay, well, shit. If you have that much power, let's use it. Let's power it up. You know what I mean? I guess the only aspect that would be like would be if you get a phone call. And of course you could go on airplane mode. Should I? Okay, someone said, shout out to you, Frank Walton. They said, bought an iPhone 16 in August. Should I have waited? Honestly, in my opinion, and Kid, you could let them know too. Shout out to you, Frank Walton. Um, uh, should you have waited? No. Honestly, I think if you have the 16, you're going to be good for the next decade. Unless they pull some stuff to where the next iPhone has some freaking holographic projection thing that you could be able to do, the iPhone 16 is all you need. It really also depends on what you do with the phone. Like, you know, with the iPhone 17 Air. Well, see, I think there's the 17 and the 17 Air, right?
I think the Air is comparable
It's
to the
just the
17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It doesn't have a
with,
number on it, but it's just
okay,
Air.
so
But I
there's the
think
iPhones. There's the 17 Pro, the Air, and the 17. So
yeah. It really kind of depends on when you bought your last one too, because I'm just like, if you bought the 15, then maybe you should have waited. But the other thing is too, though, with these kinds of technologies, I think people just have the money, like, and so, is there something better you could have spent your money on? I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, it does get you, if you're a content creator, I don't see why it's a bad thing. If you do anything with your phone that makes you money, I don't see why it's a bad thing. And then the other side, if you do stuff, if you just work and this is your fun time and you want to play with the latest technology, that's cool. I think it's a toy for a lot of people, honestly, because it's not like everyone's using it for work. For a lot of people, it's work. For like TikTokers or whatever, content creators, it's work. That's not
Frank
everyone.
said, Frank said, I'm 70, so I'll take a decade. Laugh out loud. Thanks. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, Kiddo brought up a good point. A lot of it is entertaining. And I would imagine you being 70, you got to see so much innovation and change when it comes to technologies and phones. I would imagine that this device is like such a fun thing, you know what I mean? Because of everything that it can do. So if you got the 16 in August, I think that you are set. You're good.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, the 16, you'll hang on to that for a while. I think I'm still rocking a 14. I think this is a 14. Looks kind of like a 14.
And that's still freaking good.
Yeah.
I was rocking. So I had the SE, but it wasn't like the older S. It was more the newer one. So I think either 2020 or something like that. And then I had went to the iPhone 8, and then I destroyed that one in a fit of rage. And then my sister gave me her iPhone 7 Plus, and I literally had the iPhone 7 Plus until I went and got the 12, and I was actually good with the 12. I was good with the 12, and then got the 16E because I could get it for $50 and I get to keep my other phone. Missed the headphone socket though. Okay, yo, shout out to Frank. Okay, kid, yo, what is your thoughts on the headphone sockets? I agree with Frank. And I miss when the phones used to come with headphones. I don't even like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so when I used to love opening up the package, getting the charger, getting the headphones, getting some stickers, Now, where's my iPhone SE model? This thing didn't come with shit. Like, and it came with like a different charger, and it didn't come with the charger port for it. And I'm just all like, yo, what's going on? So I agree with Frank. I do miss the regular headphone socket.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I think they made it tricky. I guess the idea though is that everyone's going wireless with the headphones.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, grab yourself some AirPods. And from what I've heard, I still haven't had my own AirPods, but from what I've heard, the AirPods are amazing. They're like the.
They I've had the
Mhm,
AirPods,
mhm,
and what I would say is even with I like having the dual capability. So this is why I
mhm,
agree so much with Frank, because the thing is that to have it wired in, and have that option, because sometimes the Bluetooth be tripping. Sometimes the
yeah.
Bluetooth be tripping. And sometimes there is times where I don't want it to use battery. When you
Mhm,
have it plugged in, you don't got to worry about battery power. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So, shout out to Frank. He said I traded to the 16 from a 5. Big jump. Oh,
Oh, okay.
you're like in a whole nother dimension right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like going from the 5 to the 16.
He's doing the decade rule, like you said. He's doing one every 10 years, which honestly makes
Yeah.
sense because I'm like the 5 is not a bad piece of technology. Like I had my 6 and I kept repairing it over and over and over again, and to me it was like kind of the same thing. Like
Yeah.
there's not they're not changing that many different things. iPhone to iPhone, really. Like definitely, there's not a big leap from the 14 to the 16.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
there's barely a big leap, I think, from the 8 to like the 14. So,
Now, I will say one of the things that I did notice
hmm
as far as my change from the 12 to the 16 is the gangster battery power. When for me, because I'm dashing, I'm doing Uber Eats, and so I have those apps running all the time. And then plus it's using GPS. So with the 12, let's say for example, I'm out for a cool 4 hours, maybe about midway into that 4 hours with having those apps going on all the time, I am pretty much at 25%. This is leaving at a full battery and then doing a bunch of having that go nonstop as far as for 2 3 hours. I already am at 25% to have to put it on the charger. Now
hmm
that was with the iPhone 12. Now with the iPhone 16, I can go out there for 4 hours and come back and it's like at the halfway mark. The power difference, I will compliment that. The battery power on this 16E is gangster.
yeah, yep.
Oh,
You
and
get
he
the
said
focus.
that he only traded up because he got an Apple Watch at the same time, so the 5 wouldn't do the job. And I'm guessing because there's a lot of times where that's the other thing that I don't like sometimes with the upgrades is that um things will literally become obsolete. You cannot use certain apps, you can't use certain things until you get an upgraded phone due to the fact that the iOS for that old device isn't kept compatible with some of the new products, that ends up coming out.
Yeah, yeah. They definitely switch stuff out.
So what
I had a watch for a little bit. Um,
the Apple Watch?
yeah, yeah, and it was pretty cool. I wish I hadn't lost it. I don't think did I have an iPhone at the same time as I had the watch. I don't remember, but no, I definitely want another Apple Watch. Having the whole Apple suite is pretty cool. You got yourself a watch,
It's
an
gangster.
iPhone, AirPods, the iPad, MacBook Air with the Mac, and a
All Apple needs to do is have a suite like Google for the creators as far as that comes in. So you got Google Docs, you got, Google, several things. If Apple release the suite like that, because again, like you said, everything else is connected. Got the iPhone connected with the MacBook. Some people be having the iPads or the Apple Watches, and everything. Just when I get a phone call and I have everything connected to Wi-Fi, it comes off on everything. It will show up on my laptop. It will show up on both of the phones, and I'm just all like, "Oh, this is kind of crazy."
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that about the Apple Suite. And then they also have, find my iPhone, find my AirPods, find my freaking everything.
Right?
And then they got the
Then you got
Beats
the
too.
Apple tags that you could drop on something so that way it can track it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
air
Oh, the
tags.
AirTags, yeah. People love those. I'm pretty sure there's people who are tracking all their family members with the AirTags out there right now.
Hey, it's
So,
the thing is,
just
it's
toss one in the
usually
backpack. Like,
in the
let me.
backpack, in the wallet,
Boop.
freaking all different types of things, because you just never know. Heck, even when it came
It's too
to the
much.
situation that happened with the e-bike and it getting stolen, luckily it has its own tracking on it. But I would imagine that that would be something really, really cool, like if for my own e-bike or for my own, in general, popping an air tag like behind one of the lights or something like that, and that way if something happened, it's all like, oh no, I found you, bitch. Like, so what gadget are you thinking about?
Okay,
As
we can go to another story. Let me pull this one up, share. My first thing, I had AI just give me some ideas. But they were good ideas that they gave me. I'll share this one. Um,
and again, thank y'all Spoonie 375 and Frank
yes,
Walton for
for everybody
engaged in the
watching,
chat.
thank you. I got some people watching on TikTok over here. If you guys, doing a podcast on YouTube called Science Fair. You can watch with Dab Troll Creations, or you can watch on Project Forward. Link in the bio. Um, but yeah, so this next one, the quantum chips. So basically, oh, why is it acting fuzzy? Oh, it looks clear on here, but it's
It's
fuzzy
clear
on
on
here.
here too.
Okay, cool. Um, I must have the wrong tab open. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. So they have a new, the main part with quantum computing is figuring out how to make qubits right now, and for quantum computing, because basically this dude was like, okay, back when they were figuring out if quantum computing was real, this dude was like, okay, one of the main things we need is a qubit because computers have regular bits. We need a quantum form of that, a standardized qubit. So this new company in Sydney, Australia, is saying that they can use up to 2 qubits at once. I believe is
Oh
what they're
shit.
saying, which and they're having pretty good what is it, like loss at error rates or something like that. So 99% accuracy. I think the Microsoft Majorana chip one, I don't even remember if it really worked, but they only had 1 qubit if I remember correctly.
Mm.
So essentially, I think we would need like thousands of qubits, but they're getting closer and closer. So it's just, what do you think about quantum computing and that future? It's to me, I feel like it's just just bringing it up to chat with stuff. It's cool. I still think it's pretty far off, if you ask me. Not that far off, because I think we already have like simulations of it, so we're getting stuff out of it. But I think if I had to say how far off, I think we're probably not as far off as we would think, though. I think maybe like 15 years.
It's
Uh,
funny because I was gonna say 20-25 years. And the
okay.
only reason why I say that is due to the fact that when I think about quantum computers, I'm all like, this is only going to impact a small portion of the actual, as far as the humans. We're talking about something that probably will be used for enterprises,
Mm-hmm.
because we're dealing with large, you know data and stuff being, back and forth, so I can see it for that. The other thing is, if this is being used, and because I'm not sure of the power source, as far as like, they say with chat gpt how they got like these places that use a bunch of water,
Mm-hmm.
in order for the platform to even work and different things like that.
Yeah.
So the way that I see with quantum computers, if they can end up fixing that issue, as far as the things that require a lot of computing power, and to be able to use a quantum computer to do that, what we see right now with AI and everything like that,
Mm-hmm.
it will be a thing of the past. But again, I don't think it would be for the regular person. These would be for specific places that would need, so we're talking about big servers, we're talking about, like I said, enterprising. I don't see the regular person needing this yet, but I will probably say that we will see it. Like I can see a device, that's quantum powered. If I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
there is already is a phone that's quantum powered or is about to be dropped. But
Mm-hmm.
what does that quantum power mean? That's the type of stuff that I was talking about with the iPhone, as far as being able to do what we're doing on the desktop, and seamlessly do it off the phone, streaming, uh, being able to, because this is what the quantum computer, I think, in my opinion, is pretty much used for, because it's just all like we see these milestones happening with quantum computer. But as a person who's into science and technology, I'm just like, okay, this is really cool. But then I think about the regular person, and what the hell would they even, why do you think that this is important, as far as to, just the average, person?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's where it hasn't gotten there yet. They talk about the one of the fastest things that a quantum computer would be able to do. I think it'll probably end up speeding up AI as well, but encryption is where it seems
Mm.
to have a lot of applications, or they found the earliest applications for quantum computing. So to me, I think this is something that really could. I don't know. I'm just speculating, and then we can move on. But I think it could threaten Bitcoin,
Mm.
because if you have something that can, I don't know if it's applicable, but if you have something that can solve these bits, and like let's say one person can like find all the rest of the 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 Bitcoin bits, um, like in a day or something like that, that could definitely make the market more volatile. You guys, I'm recording for you TikTokers. I'm recording a podcast. Jamzaya, what's up?
What up?
On YouTube, where I'm live on two channels right now: Dab Troll and Project Forward. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, heck yeah. But yeah. So I think we can move on to this next
Okay.
one so that we can cover a lot of stuff, because this one's on the same website. It's also on ScienceDaily.com, which I didn't even know about before this. But they have a new inhaler
Okay.
that is supposed to be, I think, 2 times better. This is just a random little gadget I'm just going to talk about. Let me see what the company is. This is from the Imperial College of London. Um, Findings from a trial comparing the real world effectiveness of asthma inhalers could reshape how children are treated with. Wait, let me make sure I even understood this, because I thought it was a new inhaler. Yes, it is a new inhaler. A study showed 2-in-1. I think it's a new chemical that they're using in the inhaler.
Mm.
Budesonide formoterol inhaler is more effective than a standard one. This new inhaler has shown to cut asthma attacks in children by nearly half.
That's really dope,
Less
because
asthma for the babies.
one of my nieces has asthma, so
Okay.
this hits home.
Yeah.
That is really really dope. If you can, uh, while I give my thoughts on this, if you go on YouTube and look up Meet Cyber X,
Okay.
uh, this is the gadget that I was looking at. That is pretty freaking crazy. But okay, so with this inhaler, I think that is freaking fire. This is when looking at solving solutions. Like we could pretty much do there's infinite things that people can find solutions for. So when I see something like this, because when was the last time you even heard of any type of progression in
Right?
asthma than inhalers? I mean, my niece is still using the same one I see people use when I was in elementary school and they had asthma. And I'm just all like, you mean there's been no innovation? So this is really, really cool.
Yeah. Fortunately, they're not just focused on AI and all the stuff that doesn't matter. They're actually working on real stuff still. And not that AI isn't real, but this is cool because I mean that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't have asthma. I think my mom has asthma. My wife has asthma. But I shouldn't just be. That's HIPAA right there. Shouldn't have said that. But yeah, no, asthma's out there, and so like I can only imagine, being a kid, trying to go to PE, just running and being out of breath. I almost feel like I had asthma and I didn't know it, or I could have just been out of shape. I don't know, one of the two.
Some people was just fat.
See, I wasn't fat as a kid. I'm fat now, but as a kid,
you're doing the 30-day freaking.
Yeah. I'm about to drop. I'm gonna drop at least 10 of these, and after the wedding, my stress will be greatly reduced. So I'm sure I'll go down even further.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely will cause to the stressors.
Right. All right. Let me see if this will play. This is the one you said you were looking at. Can you hear the audio on that? Actually, we don't even need audio. I'm not. Who knows what kind of copyright strikes we'll get if we try to throw audio. We'll just have this be silent. Oh, dang.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yes, this thing goes up the stairs. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, this should have been around a long time ago. I'm so surprised that if Shark does not buy this company, I'm sure they already tried.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is a no-brainer. They should Shark needs to. It's Shark, right? That makes the Who makes what's the vacuum called right now that everyone uses? The robot vacuum.
Oh, I know what you're talking. The one
It's not
that's
Shark.
That's
Like the
spherical or whatever.
Yeah, the main one that everyone uses right now.
I'm not sure, but I think one of the sharks inquire it or something like that.
Oh, Roomba. I don't know.
Roomba,
I don't know.
okay.
I don't know why I'm thinking Shark. Oh, because Shark is a different company, but they make one too. But the original one was the Roomba. But yeah, if Roomba doesn't buy this technology right now, because that is wild.
That is dope, right?
That's the future. That's the future of
because you
whatchamacallit.
got to think about, like, this is another thing when thinking about. Frank Walton said Dyson.
Dyson, yeah, I know Dyson makes one too.
But yeah, when you think about people who are disabled or just, and not even like permanently, but even for like a period of time, and those stairs are a bitch.
Right.
So if you can have something that is able to, help with that, that's really, really dope. Or, for example, imagine having that thing set for a period of time, and then you have something else to where, I don't know, it makes your coffee, and then you have a device that takes the coffee from the thing and then puts it on that, and by the time you're waking up, stretching and everything like that, you just have this thing come into your room like coffee.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
That's where we're
Yeah.
not far off.
No,
Like,
this is amazing. I think if there's any issue with this, it's gonna be battery power. Because I'm sure scooting its little boot, just the amount of energy it needs to pull its little, he's gonna have to get up the stairs, charge for a little bit, and then he can get back to vacuuming. But yeah, no, I mean it's really, and I only say that because I'm working on the hoverboard, right? And the main thing with the hoverboard is innovating on elevation changes. So I'm like, man, if I could get into if I really figure out a type of hover engine, I can license that out to all of these guys so he can just hover his little booty up the stairs. But most likely it'll take the same amount of energy. Because they even have like skateboards now where they have like this kind of, like those tank tracks on them. and you can go
Yeah.
over lots of obstacles. And I was like, oh, that's dank. But I thought the same thing when I saw those. Where I was just like, but battery wise, like, I mean, the good thing about why this makes a lot of sense is with skateboards, I worry because you're in the middle of the wilderness a lot of times, right? So it's like, let's
Yeah.
say if you want to go hiking, the cool thing about skateboards is you don't have to plug them in. You can always, no matter what, you're downtown with the bros, whatever. You don't run out of power. You just might need to rest so you can get back up and kick down the street. But you always have power. Once you start introducing batteries, now you really have to say, okay, let me map out where I'm gonna go. It's not
Yeah.
bad, if you're in a city or you know what your schedule's gonna be like. It's not bad, but with this, it's so easy because you just need a dock. He's not leaving the house and going on the trek, but he just needs to go upstairs. He can chart. You can have a dock up there, or he can come back downstairs to dock. But he only needs to do like an hour of work at a time. Then he can go dock.
Exactly.
This is amazing.
Yeah, that's freaking dope. Yeah, that's what we got on the gadgets. Okay, so what is the next theme?
Super left turn on the you might know about this. A lot of these I don't know anything about. But have you heard of the manga Shadow Eliminators?
Shadow Eliminate? No. Thank you to put me up on game.
Right?
This is a new one. Shadow Eliminators, just eliminating the shadows out of existence.
Let's see some stuff from this Shadow Eliminators. Let's just go to their no, we'll go to the VIZ page. What is VIZ? Are they just
this is the it's like just a
magazine or
license of titles.
It's a what?
But license of titles. Now,
okay.
Did it get canceled?
Which one?
The Shadow Eliminators.
I don't know if it got. I think it's new. It just got released. It's a manga.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It says the Shadow Eliminators manga was effectively canceled, though it finished its intended run after only 19 chapters.
Okay, yeah, so it just finished. It finished in 2024. Okay, so it's not that new. I don't know why.
Thanks. Oh, no, it's definitely still new.
Thanks, Gemini. These AIs, I can treat them like if I had like an employee, a 17-year-old employee. Get out of here, Gemini. What are you doing? Get it together. You keep giving me this slop. No, I'm just joking. Good job, Gemini.
But what's this one about, though?
So I don't even know. A high school student's sense of justice is put to the test when otherworldly beings break the rules of his reality.
Oh, wow.
It's interesting. You know more about mangas than me. I don't really read too many mangas. The only mangas I ever really read were Naruto and some random one I don't even remember from Barnes & Noble.
If we're looking at so you got like if you type in Viz Karabachu, that one's a new one that has been doing its thing. The ones that I'm currently reading right now, let's see. So
I forgot these go backwards.
Yeah.
I was like,
hey, you could just use the arrow on your keyboard. And just have it.
A manga pro over here.
There's what is it? So
this actually reminds me of. It kind of reminds me of that one that you were working on, the Shadowverse.
Yeah, the thing is, there's a lot of them. There's certain themes that I think are being that are highlighted these last couple of years, and so yeah, there's gonna be a lot of things that are like similar to like Jujutsu Kaisen because what I'm reading right now is their spinoff because Jujutsu Kaisen the manga ended, but the creator was able to do this spinoff called what is it? It's like something like that. But what's dope about this is that aliens are involved now.
Ooh, which one is this? What's that one called?
This is the JJK spinoff. So there's only 4 chapters. What is it?
Do you think we're gonna get? Do they go crazy if you just like show pages like this?
I mean, to an extent, you did it super quick, so it should be fine.
Okay. That's still scary. Let me go ahead and get this off the screen. Let's just go to the page. We can just stay on front pages.
Right, the front pages.
I'm not trying to get nobody copyright strip.
And of course, Black Clover. Black
Oh yeah,
Clover.
Black Clover.
It really sucks that they went to like it's quarterly. Like
Okay,
I'm
on this
just
one
like,
though, we'll close out Shadow Eliminators. Do you think you would read this one?
yeah, no, that one is on my vibe, especially
Yeah.
since there's only 19 chapters. I like things that actually aren't a million chapters long. If you can, finish an idea, even if it was axed, from show to jump, because there's a lot of dope things that end up being super dope and they just didn't get the viewership and they end up getting axed.
Yeah.
So there was one that I was doing reviews on, and I can't even remember the name, but it was like it basically did a retelling of all the classic like Little Red Riding Hood and different things like that. But yeah, they axed that bitch out of oblivion. I'm like, damn.
Oh damn. Yeah, that's interesting. That because I'm like, okay, that's not a lot. Even 19. I guess 19 books is kind of a lot. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, the thing is, they have 19 chapters. So
Yeah.
more than likely they probably dropped like 3 volumes, which is still dope because usually the volumes are going to be about 7 to 8 chapters in the volume. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm all like, yo, let me drop something that's like 3 volumes. Boom. 21 chapters. It's completed. That's still something to be able to dive into. And if it ends up doing whatever, it leaves the room. Because honestly, that's how JJK started. It was before Jujutsu Kaisen. I think it was like something high school. And that was what then spun off into Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mm.
And now we have a third type of thing, which they called his original one Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. Um, so basically, it's Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, Jujutsu Kaisen, and a new one, Modulo, which is
Yeah.
just crazy. So when I look at IPs like that, I'm like, oh, this is cool because people don't realize like you can do something like that. You could have boom a 10 chapter, 2 volume thing. It does whatever, and then within the world of that, you can do something crazy. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's one that I'm currently working on. This is an exclusive, where so I like it's almost like the Soul Eater Fire Force type of thing,
Yeah.
where it's all like Soul Eater, came out first, but then Fire Force came out, but Fire Force is the predecessor of Soul Eater. So Fire Force came before Soul Eater, but it was released as Soul Eater before Fire Force. So it's something along the lines of that, where the one that I'm currently working on, it's like an alien was revived in like Area 51 or whatever. So there was a recovered alien body, that they recovered, and then like somewhere in the future there was like something that they used and it allowed for it to just wake up, and so it busts out of the captivity and everything like that, and it's trying to signal as far as home to different things like that. But military is trying to get him, and also secret organization that is trying to get the alien tech and different things like that. And throughout the story, he's gradually, for one, consuming the stuff of Earth, so he's getting knowledge as far as that, but he's slowly getting his alien, power and different things back. With that, the ending of that goes into the kind of like shonen style story that I'm doing, which is aliens had taken over Earth, and Earth has the ability to get it back by entering in this tournament every 10 years
Mm.
against the aliens. Now, what the aliens do, because it'll be a complete slaughter, is they have this activation within the human gene when they get into the tournament that allows for them to access their full like potential and evolution and different things like that. So they're able to at least have a standing, chance against the aliens. And so it's almost like, think of Record of Ragnarok, where you have the humans going against as far as so
I just
we
got
got a
some movement.
movement.
I just got some activity. Oh, how can you
It's
still
just
hear
all
me?
like,
It shows to me that my Chrome is completely gone. It's not even.
oh shit.
I don't know how you can even hear me. I can't see Chrome. This is
I
crazy.
can't see, bro.
Hello? Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry for all y'all who are watching on the Project Ford stream. I'm gonna try to get back connected to the Dab Troll stream. Fortunately, he should still be up. No, I don't even have internet. Come on, bro. You were just signed in. Guys, technology is... Technology is... so annoying.
Mangas. Oh, we got Kenyo back.
Bow, 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 bow,
We got
bow.
Kenyo back into the stream.
I'm back. Fortunately, it didn't stop my stream either, so we were
okay.
still alive.
It was so funny because I was like explaining, and then I was just all like, he must be very, very just into what the heck is going on because his face is not moving. And then it was like,
that's hilarious.
But yeah, no, there's some dopeness. There's some dopeness, but yeah, I need to check out that, especially since it's only 19 chapters. You got to understand, when I like something, I dive. I finished all of Solo Leveling, the webcomic, in like 2 days. There's like almost like 200 or something chapters.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. I don't know why I'm not like that with mangas. I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I just haven't.
Frank said, grew up in poor area of Liverpool, 50s. Most houses had a radio and a piano. That was it. Can you imagine what that was like? That sounds pretty, like I would imagine that if you are a creative person, that is a gangster combination right there. The radio and the piano, especially like, I don't know, Frank, you can let us know, but like, what were some of those radio shows like, in Liverpool during that time? You know what I mean? Like, that must have been some crazy stuff. For one, just the concept of the radio in general, and then having this voice, coming out, music coming out. But some of, like, if you hear some of the recordings from like the 50s and 60s, like the radio show, that sounded like some scary-ish. Like, the way that they would just like tell things, it's just all like, geez. And especially during that time, there was a lot of wild shit that was going down. I mean, something similar to like right now, but I can only imagine back then it must have been crazy. Like,
right. The radio, yeah. No, I mean, I get that too, because I mean, I think the number one source of entertainment is imagination. And all these little things, they just serve to boost your imagination. That's why it's like manga, anime, sci-fi stuff. So it's like, yeah, back in the day when it was just like the radio, that's why I think it was so cool, because I listen to a lot of books on tape right now. But I'm like, back when they had, these top authors like, Orwell, he did War of the Worlds live on the radio. Like that as a release, that must have been sick, especially like when you don't, because it's all in your head. So you're hearing this story of like these aliens coming in. I'm sure that was epic for everybody involved. And before that,
so y'all
that's dope.
Yeah. War of the Worlds, because they made a graphic
that's how big that
version of that.
That's how big IP is, and that's how big that moment must have been. That was years ago, and it's like it's carried in people's imaginations for years and years. And before that, of course, bedtime stories were some of the craziest things from my imagination growing up. My dad would be making stories up from scratch, and I would be captivated. I was in there like, oh my gosh, what's happening? yo, and then this guy, this is too scary. This is crazy. So definitely imagination. I think every human who's ever existed had imagination, which is the biggest number one um, entertainment tool. All right, so Gemini suggested this other one.
Okay, let me
Um,
add this scene here.
yeah, so I'm just going through different ones. I never even heard of Mariku Chan, Volume 11. Winter breaks is finally here. Oh, this is kind of funny. Miko and her best friend set out to attend special festival for one of her favorite toy characters, but on the way to their venue, they keep getting accosted by monsters. Okay, I didn't expect that part.
So,
I,
what did you put in Gemini? Like, to
I just told it to like pick some random pop culture, science, media kind of stuff. Um, but what I thought this one was gonna be was, you know how they have like those because there's like the monster side of animes with superpowers and
Mhm.
everything like that. But then they also just have like the high school ones, where it's just like
Yeah,
literally these dudes are just in high school. And I feel like I'm gonna eventually get into that genre. I haven't done it yet, but it does seem very peaceful. I feel like I could
I
just
think
chill out, the girl just playing piano.
that's I think that's what was dope about like Dr. Stone on the
Mm,
science level. There's not too many things that like get into like Dr. Stone's wet for the science,
yeah.
like the science and tech. So I mean, there's so much room. There's so much room as far as with that. Let me bring your screen back here. There's so
Oh,
much
okay.
room.
This next one, I'm just running through different
Oh,
ones.
Blue Lock. I've heard
Yeah,
of that one.
Blue
That's the
Lock.
sports one, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think that is that the
The soccer one.
yeah soccer. They said number 11 just came out. I thought this was gonna be a better link, but that's not a really good image of it. Just throw up some images for the background, and I feel like that one's kind of like that, kind of.
Yeah.
Does this one have
There
powers in it? Have you seen any of it?
I've seen it's more so like it's like a lock in, moment. It's kind of like how they did with that basketball manga where it's like the lock in moment is like their power
Mm.
system, and so it's unique, for each person, but it's like that lock in moment. Let me ask Gemini. So I'm gonna be like top 10.
It's funny to me that people be having crushes on drawn figures. But I guess I can't say anything because who's that one spy from Bleach? That one lady. Um,
Oh, the black one,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yurichi.
Yurichi, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's not
I
fair.
might have had
She's
a little
like
crush. Might have had a little.
for real, like man, some of them. But
Let
yeah,
me get
I'm just
myself
all
my
like,
screen off of here. Um,
I'm asking Chat GPT, top science and tech manga comic name. Let's see. So they got Doctor Stone, of course. Now Pluto, I want to say that was the retelling of Astro Boy,
mm,
which I heard was dope, and they got a Netflix series I think on it as well, a couple
yeah, I
episodes
think
on
I
that.
watched a little bit of that. Let me pull that up. Or I don't know. I think for some reason I didn't like the thumbnail. That was like one of those random ones where I was just like, I'm weird like that. I'll just be like, I'm not gonna watch that.
No, they got so there's Blame,
Oh, that's
a man
cool.
searching through a massive technology-driven dystopian city. Of course, there's Akira, a classic
Yeah.
cyberpunk, Ghost in the Shell as well. 20th Century Boys manga. A group of kids face a cult leader using. Let me
This
throw
is
your
just
what
some Pluto visuals for.
Hey, decline, bitch. Okay,
Right. Oh,
share.
and then I'm
There
up.
we go. Yes, 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 yes. Pluto, which
This
I
one
thought was
actually,
really.
yeah, because they just came out with like a 3D Astro Boy, didn't they? Like not too long ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that one I watched, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So, and I can already see some of those elements in this one, so I'll definitely check this out now that I know
Right.
um, that that's related. Okay, a zag. We're not going to go forever here, but we'll go a little bit longer. Um, they found out. There's a little zag back into the science realm really fast. A UC Davis study found out that living with a sense of purpose can guard against cognitive decline. Participants with a higher sense of purpose were 28% less likely to develop dementia.
Which I feel like makes sense because the that purpose, that thing driving you requires certain repeatable, actionable steps
Yeah,
that I think like helps from getting to that point.
yeah, exactly. I think about that too because, even dealing with more and more older people, obviously I'm getting older, so I'm dealing with more older people. But I realized that, yeah, like having, even, especially having a job, I think helps a lot because you are still connected with that thing that you're good at. And even at young ages, I think like 30, 40, getting older is a trip mentally.
Yeah, because you're going through it like in real time, you know.
Yeah.
So when you hear somebody like in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s talking about, oh, you're still a young chap, you're just all like, I'm going through it right now. It's the same thing with like losing weight and different things like that. It can
Yeah.
feel like such an uphill battle because you're literally going through it at that time. Like you're you
Yeah.
know, so it's just all like if you're able to get to a point of just being like, okay, this is just gonna be a process. Like this is just doing its thing. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
no, that is gangster.
It's not easy. Yeah, exactly. And it's just it's like your brain trying to record larger and larger units of time. But I think if you don't know what you're up to, you're just going to try to remember everything all the time. And I think that can cause a lot of stress. But when you know
Exactly.
what you're supposed to do, you're just like, okay, I just need to go to sleep because tomorrow I'm going to wake up, do this, this, and this. And that's cool. Also, randomly, I don't really have a picture for this or anything to share, but it says cocoa supplements, daily cocoa extract supplements reduced key inflammation markers in adults. The findings
Mm,
reinforce the heart protective benefits of flavanol rich foods. Cocoa, ladies and gentlemen.
that is gangster.
Another one, just another fun science one. Accidental discovery of the Iron Age. A 3,000-year-old workshop revealed that ancient copper smelters accidentally helped forge the Iron Age. That's interesting.
Oh,
They were
really?
using
That's
iron oxides to improve copper yields, ah, which likely led to the discovery of smelting iron itself. Okay, so they didn't even.
mm.
The Iron Age was discovered on accident. I think about
you
that
know,
stuff all
it,
the time. Like, who's the first person to be like, I'm gonna turn this into, like, let's heat up those rocks over there.
there's different things. So for example, like you would think about the Benin and every places over there because there was actually a story I was going to do like called like Iron Man because in Benin, especially ancient Benin, uh, that empire they had did things with iron because in multiple places around the world there was independent almost like discovery of iron. So it's hard to pinpoint as far as what, when, and who did it because it was like a simultaneous thing. It's like in one part of the world they ended up discovering it and
Mm,
being able to use it, and then in another part of the world, completely opposite, they figured out a way in their own way, but it was like at the same time.
yeah,
So that's always really really dope diving into those things because it's just like when you can see in history when certain advancements that changed the game happened, and iron was definitely one of those particular things. And shout out to Frank, he said picked up pirate radio, so all the good rock and blues stuff of the time. Yeah, no, that I could only imagine 50s, radio, man.
For real, for real. Okay, this is another fun old science one before we get back into maybe one more or two more mangas or animes. You know, we don't want to keep you guys out here forever. But 33, I mean, you're probably not watching the whole thing straight through anyway. But anyway, 3,300-year-old Egyptian bone whistle found. An ancient
Whoa.
bone whistle was discovered in the 18th dynasty of. Uh, in the 18th dynasty or from the 18th? Oh, in the 18th dynasty of Akhenaten. The find gives insight into the daily life and culture of the ancient Egyptians. 3,300 years ago?
Dang.
That
And that's the
is,
thing.
what,
People don't
1300 BC?
understand.
Something like that?
Yeah, people don't understand. Like when you look at, because I went through ChatGPT and I went
Yeah.
back into the history like damn near 100,000 years, and I would look at as far as like key progressional things, and it's just all like people don't not understand that 5,000 years isn't a lot, but
Yeah.
it is a lot at the
Yeah.
same time. Same thing
For
with like
human.
100 or 500. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, for
Here's
real. For
one.
real. Okay.
Science. This is from Live Science or Live Science. Scientific breakthrough leads to fluorescent biological qubit. It can mean turning your cells into quantum centers, which to me,
Whoa.
this gets into being able to do the Star Trek teleportation type of thing. Because if, like, the way I'm
Mm.
seeing it is if you're able to have your cells
Mm.
be a sensor or some type of thing to where you can take all of like it grabs all of your cells,
Mm-hmm.
so that way something like that could even happen because the ability to transport and teleport like that, there has to be certain things that happen. So this is what it says. It says fluorescent proteins can be turned into qubits within cells and could give us a deeper understanding of biology at the nanoscale level. Now, protein-based quantum bits, qubits, could be the key to accelerating biological. Oh, let me add this here.
It's kind of the same thing you were talking about.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the article.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, the biological
Oh, yeah.
research of smaller scales thanks to a new scientific breakthrough. The researchers from the University of Chicago have discovered a way to turn a fluorescent protein into a biological qubit that can be
Jeez.
built directly inside a cell, then used as a way to detect magnetic and electrical signals within the cells. This breakthrough was detailed in a paper published August 20th.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. I was just doing
Right?
some interesting research on qubits. This morning. Funnily enough, and last night. Actually, more last night. That's literally what I was like fighting sleep to research last night. I was like, let me just see what this is. I had Gemini make me because I use in the videos that I post. I use this word a lot called it's topological,
Yeah.
and I barely understand the tiniest tip of what that word might actually mean. But I've decided to run with it as I do. But also, I was asking Gemini to make an image of a topological qubit. Actually, homological, which is just a type of topological. I don't understand any of this. But I asked it to make me an image of a homological qubit, which is a type of topology, with slime. And it made it actually. Why don't I just show you? That is something that I can do. I think if it lets me. There we go. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see where it is. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's a different tab. How do I guess I could just copy this tab into this tab, make it faster.
Right.
Now you're gonna see all that I've studied. Oh no, this right here.
Oh, what?
It didn't want to do it at first. At first, it was like, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, so I had to talk to it a little bit. But I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, that's what it ended up. making for
Yeah,
me.
bring it bigger. Click
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
I can probably.
Whoa, it's like a freaking quantum donut.
Right.
Maybe because I'm hungry, but
Yeah. Apparently, the word topological has a lot to do with holes. So it's like it having a hole in the center and then a hole in the middle. I don't know. That somehow is what topological means. It's like about surfaces, and they say our universe might be shaped like a torus as well, because apparently a flat plane is kind of the same thing as a torus. It's just like if you um, like just looked at the surface of it, then
yeah,
I guess.
no, that would make sense.
Anyway, um, yeah. So that's cool. That was a cool article that you brought up. I just had a cool one really quick, and then I guess we'll go. Oh, this one sounded crazy. Quantum echo in superconductors. This was the other thing I was researching last night. Also from Science Daily. I didn't see this article though. This is kind of crazy. Researchers have discovered an unusual quantum echo in superconducting materials dubbed the Higgs echo. If you know the Higgs boson is what they used to call the God particle for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
All it does is give particles, like make them heavier and stuff like that. But anyway, this phenomena arises from the interplay between the Higgs modes, I don't know what that is, and quasi-particles. I know that the Majorana, the Microsoft qubit, was a quasi-particle, but I still don't know what that means. Producing distinctive signals unlike conventional echoes. Using precisely timed terahertz radiation pulses, the team revealed hidden quantum pathways that could be used to encode and retrieve information. See, now you got to drop a new track, the quantum echo chamber.
I know, right?
Because you've already touched on all.
Quantum echo chamber.
Yeah, you'd be trapped forever if you get in there until somebody
that is freaking
reads your information. That's
right?
crazy. Like stuff like this is so much fun. It's funny to me how like certain science articles will just get so big, even though we all know dang well we don't know what that means in the slightest. But we're just like, dang.
Yeah, because I think we can kind of like feel.
Yeah.
I think that was like the same thing with us being in Japan and having like the language where it's like they can feel the music. You know, they may not understand, but they can feel.
Yeah,
you know?
That was deep. Yeah, for real. That's a very deep way of putting it. Okay, we could go into a lot of other stuff, but I'm thinking maybe we should stop it. Try to keep them to about an hour each.
No, it's an hour plus. I think that this has some stuff to clip down.
Oh yeah. Exactly. I can't even afford any more time on Opus, so they charge you 1 credit per minute. But yeah, some of the other stuff because it brought up was I got reincarnated as a slime. That was a good anime. I did watch some of it. Did you watch that one?
Not yet. I've heard of it though. I've seen a lot of scenes in there. Like
yeah, I watched some of it. I don't really remember it though. I watched stuff so fast. The 7 Deadly Sins. It talked about that. I guess there's a new. They're doing some new stuff to that. I need to start that over.
Like almost like Boruto Next Generation type of thing. They had the original 7 Deadly Sins. I think this is with his son.
Okay. Might try that soon. The new Star Wars Visions trailer, animated thing that they're doing in Star Wars.
Let's go ahead and look at that trailer.
Should we look at that really quick? Okay.
Yeah. Get a reaction going on here.
Right.
I wonder if there's a different way. So when you share the screen, I'll see if there's a way. One of the settings that we can have one of us on either side and have the reaction.
That would be cool. Should we try to do audio or just keep it safe?
Yeah, we can do it because with the trailers, they're usually good on that.
Okay, how come it's not playing any audio? Oh, I muted it. Okay, unmute that. And then go. Oh, let me share it first, and then go full screen. Share. Boop. Boop.
There we go. Add scene.
Boop.
And then let's see. Let me see if I can change the orientation of this. So, boom, 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 boom. So it's got the 6s. So here we go. Okay, so we can have us like this.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, that kind of makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
shit.
pretty. That's
Okay.
pretty dope. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and press play.
自分のこれからの人生も希望に彩られていると思っていた。
They're not playing around.
逆に見えなくても
This is amazing.
That looks dope.
信じられるものもある。全部つながってるんだ。
Dang. This is like a real anime.
Right? Like,
Oh, this is fire. It's interesting that they're using so many different styles.
right?
フォース
Because
の
it looks
根
like
源
it's an
銀河系のあらゆる生命をつなぐエネルギーとは
It's Star Wars and that's the ability to
光と闇のしてはバランスは存在しない。
私はどうしたら。
フォースと共にあらんこと。
This is like
This
the
is a
Star Wars version of Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah. That's amazing. That
Volume
is
3? What about the first 2 volumes? I didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
Like,
this is
Yo,
absolutely
that
wild.
looks crazy though, man.
Yo.
Dang.
This looks absolutely delicious.
Right? And
I'm
the
about to
thing is,
dive into this one.
Star Wars has so much. I mean, so much under their IP because I would just randomly be looking at for one, going into the origin, like Star Wars, like the how it came to be as far as like within world. There's like these cosmic entities that it's some crazy stuff, you know. Because I tried to be like, okay, what time frame does this happen? Of course, it's fictional, but where does Earth exist, and where did like what did all? And so
It's
has
complicated.
like that origin story, you know.
They do.
Like,
Yeah.
there's so many stories that they're able to do, and I'm glad that they're doing stuff like this because you can do it in the anthology format with different creators and just be pumping them out. That's why I think Love, Death, the Robots was such a dope concept because you have an anthology with different creators doing different stories, putting it together, and bam.
I feel like we did see one of them. I think I might have seen the first one that came out. But yeah, I love seeing anime style in the Star Wars universe. It's amazing. Especially some of those
It's
just
not
look,
even fair.
It's not because they have their technologies are so fleshed out. Like you said, like everything in that universe is so fleshed out because there's tons of books, you know, written in that universe, which is really kind of what helps flesh out a universe when you have
You
a
should
lot of
dive
authors.
into the Star Wars audiobooks. When I was little, that's what I was listening to on the tapes. My dad had like a bunch of that's why I was just all like, wait, how come none of these are like in because there's so much lore. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you might have added something to my to-do list. I'm listening to this one, funnily, this is the right time to bring it up. It's called Another World. And it is very cool. I had to spend one of my Audible credits already on it. I'm gonna try to return it though. That's the hack with the Audible credits. Try to
Just I cannot get this credit.
Hey, they let me return it. Let me get on another book. But it's dope. It's like this, sort of dystopian. I'm not sure, post-apocalyptic version of Earth, and they end up going to this another planet, and this planet's super interesting. It's kind of fascinating, but that one's fun, and I'm listening through that. I'm trying to think of the coolest thing about that. The planet's basically alive. There's like weird creatures on there. There's not a lot of insects for some reason, but anyway. But it's putting Star Wars on the to-do list. I'm probably gonna do that. All right, let's just see a couple other topics that we're not gonna try to dive deep. I guess Dan to Dan, we all know about that. We'll have to talk about that.
I need to get caught up on the recency. I seen a couple of them. There's certain I realize with certain shows, because there's so many out. Like I've been watching this one Gichu Waka, but it's like the power system is through trash. And that anime is really dope. Like it sounds crazy, but
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I have to look at that. What's it called? Gitsu what?
It's like Gayu Chiwaka. So let me.
You can just text it to me later.
Let's see.
Gaichu.
And Sakamoto Days is really dope.
Yeah.
ACHIAKUTA. The designs, the power systems, like it's really dope. IAK.
Okay, yeah, that's what was coming up.
That one's dope.
Oh man, that looks fire! Just looking at it for 2 seconds.
Kaiju number 8,
Yeah, Kaiju number 8.
Dope.
Have you heard of this one? It's saying something about a Kane Banashi.
Arcane.
A Kane, AKANE.
Nuh-uh.
Okay, it just says new volume of the popular manga. I don't even know. Oh, Sonic Racing. A new racing game for Sonic is coming out. That's pretty cool.
Hey, still milking that IP.
Right? Yeah. Hey, Sonic is one of those ones. I still every now and then crave a corn dog not corn dog, a chili dog. Just from childhood memories of seeing this dude scarf him when I was like 5 or something like that.
It was like, that's why y'all are cartoon characters. I just give a person a fucking heart attack and arteries.
And then Hollow Knight Silk Song. Okay, let's watch one video game trailer, and then let's get out of here.
All right.
Because we didn't do any video game stuff too much. So we'll watch this one. Let me stop sharing for a second. Or maybe my computer's frozen already. And we'll just call it a day. Okay, this looks like a game that I would definitely not play, but that is perfect because we're not here to just talk about stuff we do. This is stuff that anybody would get into. So let me share it.
It's like if it gets to get roasted into oblivion, then that is good.
Right? We're just covering what's out there because we know it's hard to be out here and try to figure out what you want to get into. Oh, this is a review. Okay, we can just watch a little. It's not the trailer, but we'll watch a little bit of this review. Boop. Go full screen.
Add to scene.
So it looks like it's not a bad, it's like a scroller. It might actually be fun.
What is it on?
It's called
Steam.
What system is this on? It looks like a Steam game, but let's see.
Damn. I like little things like this, like
right.
It was giving me
it
like
actually
a
looks kind of
more gym type of vibe.
Yeah, it's on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch 2. This would actually be perfect for the Switch. I didn't know it was a Switch game. I could see that on Switch all day. Just like a cool side scroller, Mario style.
That does really look dope. See, I've thought about getting a Switch.
Yeah,
because I've seen certain things on there, but
they're expensive though.
They are. They are. That's why I'm just like, if I want to get something, I feel like the mobile gadget would probably be a Steam Deck because I want to play some Wukong.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, Steam Deck would be cool. Wukong, I don't. See, that's interesting. I think I'd almost rather play a game like this than Wukong. Even though I love watching people play Wukong, that game just looks so intense. I feel like I'd need to play it for like a month straight just to like get past the first part of the first level. Because I suck at video games. I'm not even good at video games because I don't know. I don't know the lore behind. Always look behind the pots or some random crap like that. I don't know. I don't beat games. I never beat games. I quit very early on. I use cheats, so I don't know all these things that everybody else knows about stuff. So, but anyway, yeah.
The video games are. Is this when you get the right one? It not only will allow for a crazy amount of inspiration, but it's cool. I feel like it's really cool to immerse yourself in worlds, but know how to get out. That's why I don't spend like hours and days on a game because I know it can be done, but it's just all like nah. Like that's why I started looking at these videos on YouTube where it's all like 10 RPGs that you can beat in a day or beat in a weekend type of thing, and I'm all like, okay, yeah, if I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it. We gonna spend 20 hours almost nonstop and beat the game, like
Yeah, that's where we're different. The only game I probably ever beat. No, I beat Fable. Because I loved it that much. So I guess I do it. If I like the game enough, I'll beat it. And you can't cheat really in Fable. I beat Fable, I think at least twice probably. Just because I played the emulator. And then, what was the other game I beat? I think I beat one of the Call of Duties. That was like the first time I felt like a gamer, like in senior year of high school. I got like Call of Duty 14 or whatever, some World War II Call of Duty. And I beat it. I was like, yeah. And then Halo, I think I beat one of the Halos. But anyway,
I've definitely got my share of completed games because I love RPGs, you know. So Final Fantasy Tactics, freaking Parasite Eve, Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh yeah,
Pokemon games, a good chunk of those I completed.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, the thing is that. And of course, fighting games, you know, like
able
to finish those.
Yeah, Dead or Alive, I think I probably beat one of those. But all right.
Oh, that's good.
This is Science Fair, you guys.
This is the first episode of the Science Fair. If y'all have any suggestions on topics, videos you want us to react to, if you have some invention or something you're working on, you might want to showcase. Hit us up.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna turn into a much more very involved thing where you can get involved in different ways, live events and stuff like that too. But it's time to go.
Yes.
So you guys
need to devour some food.
I'm Kenyo. This is Mr.
Mr. Composition.
Yeah. Dab Troll Creations over here. Project Forward over here. And it's been an absolute pleasure. See you guys another time.
Peace. Let me see if it'll like destroy both of us if I end the stream. As far as like
I'm just gonna
removing us from the thing.